Hey, how's it going everyone? Welcome to another 7-star character review. Today we're going to be taking a look at Zane, who at the moment is my only other 7-star character besides Hiker. Zane was actually my first. I think I got him to 7 stars in just about 54 days, I think it was, which is really fast. But now he is a bit of a harder farm. He used to have a monolith waste node that you could farm him from, and then he's also available from the mashup store. So you could farm him in 2 locations at once, which made him a pretty quick farm. But it's still not going to be too bad since all of the mashup store farms seem to be pretty fast. Now when you first unlock this store, it's probably best to take Cook Bart up to 3 stars and then transition to Zane if you want to unlock him, because you need 3 pirates at 3 stars to start competing in the 3rd tier of the coin event, which is where you'll be getting a lot of coins. So definitely make sure that you get Cook Bart to 3 stars before you move on to Zane. Now, something that's really interesting about Zane right off the bat is he has a lot of tags. He's a builder, an attacker, Ninjago, Spinjitzu, Techie, and Chill. So in the future, when more characters are added for each of these tags, maybe we get more Techies or more Chill or whatnot, he's going to fit into a lot of different teams, and he's going to be really effective in a lot of places, and I think he's going to become a very versatile character. Now, currently he really just fits into a Ninjago team. He can kind of work in certain Chill teams, but not better than he works in a Ninjago one. Specifically, he works really well with Lloyd, and that's because Lloyd's stealth ability right here will also give critical chance up to Ninjago allies. And if we take a look at Zane's basic right here, it deals 110% damage to the target foe. His damage isn't too bad. It's not like as good as Kai's or Highwayman or Ash or anything like that, but it's definitely better than nothing. I think his attacks can get up to like 3,500 on a critical hit, something along those lines. Oh, also one thing I should mention is we do know that the Ninjago characters are going to be getting some kind of rework. I'm not sure if that's going to include Zane, and if so, how big the changes will be. I think it's likely that his kit will only be changed to add synergies to new Ninjago units, like maybe, I don't know, he'll get an ability that would work with Jay, because we do know that either Jay or Cole, or possibly even both, are going to be added pretty soon, so I don't really think Zane's kit is going to get any worse. Anyway, let's get back to the ability here. So it also has a 35% chance to inflict Dizzy on them for 2 turns, and if the attack is a critical hit, there's a 100% chance instead. So that's why that crit chance from Lloyd is so important, because it's going to synergize really well with this ability and help him land that Dizzy. Now, Dizzy is a really powerful debuff. It prevents counterattacking, it prevents assisting, it prevents bonus attacks, and gaining bonus pep. The most prevalent team in Arena right now, at least at the top end, is Castle. Castle is very common, and especially the Burnibus and Magisto combo. Now, Burnibus has a chance to counterattack when you attack him, and Magisto will heal allies whenever they counterattack. So every time Burnibus is hit, he has a chance to counterattack, and then he'll just heal up a bunch of health, and that makes him very difficult to kill. But if you can land Dizzy on him, which is guaranteed if you get a critical hit, of course it still goes through a grit and skill check, but it's still 100% chance for the ability itself. If you can land that Dizzy, he's not going to be counterattacking, and it will be much easier to kill him. And then of course there are other applications, like against pirate teams, it will stop them from assisting, which is pretty common with the original pirate set. Okay, let's move on to his first special now. This one also deals 110% damage, so the same amount as the last ability. But this one inflicts defense down 2 for 3 turns, which is quite a long duration, and defense down basically means that all of the following attacks will do more damage. And then he also has a 20% chance for each active Spinjitzu hero to inflict vulnerable on the target foe. So in the future, when we have access to Wu, or maybe another Ninjago character is added, that will be a 100% chance to inflict vulnerable if you're using a full team of 5 Spinjitzu characters, because that ability does count himself, since it doesn't say for each other active Spinjitzu hero. It counts him as well, since it just says for each. By the way, vulnerable is a debuff that will guarantee that the next hit to that unit will be a critical hit, and that is a triggered debuff, so it doesn't have a duration of 1 or 2 turns or whatever. It just stays on that unit until they are hit. And then his second special is an AoE attack that deals 60% damage to all foes, which isn't a whole lot, but it's still going to be about 2k on a critical hit, so pretty decent. And then foes that had Dizzy are dealt double damage, so this attack can get up to around 3 to 4,000 on a critical hit. And then finally, Zane will gain crit damage up 2 for 2 turns, and for that reason, you're typically going to want to use his AoE ability first when you're starting a battle, because then his following 2 hits will do a lot more damage if they are a critical hit. And then finally, we have his passive ability, which is actually really great. At the start of the battle, Zane's skill is increased by 10% for each techie hero. That's not that great. And then his critical chance is also increased by 10% for each Spinjitzu hero. So whenever we do get that 5th, that could potentially be a total of plus 50% critical chance, which is quite a bit. And then if Master Wu is an active hero, Zane also has his attack increased by 25%, which is quite a big boost, because if we take a look at his attack right now, it's about 2.2 thousand, so it'll end up somewhere around 2.6, 2.7 thousand total attack, which is definitely quite a bit. So yeah, Zane has some synergy with Master Wu already in his kit. I really hope he's released soon, because he has some really cool abilities. He can call assists, he has a nice heal, and then of course the synergy here with Zane. So because of Zane's synergy with Dizzy and also his chill tag, I think eventually he might work really well with a maxed Yeti. For example, his passive right here, when maxed, Yeti deals 100% bonus damage to foes inflicted with Dizzy, and whenever a chill hero attacks a foe inflicted with Dizzy, that hero increases their pep by 10%, and then of course his ultimate ability can turn Dizzy into stun. And also Aurora is a chill character, and of course the Ice Glider has chill synergy, so there might be a team there as well. So speaking of sets, there aren't a whole lot that work really well with Zane. Like I just said, Ice Glider can work because of the chill synergy, but I think probably the best one to go for early game if you do want a Ninjago team is the Guarded In set, just because it has some nice abilities that work with any tag. For example, this ability right here, where they have a chance to gain payback, and then of course the chance to gain attack up when they gain defense up. So those couple things right there can work pretty well with Ninjago, and also this set is pretty easily accessible early on. I do hope we eventually get a Ninjago set, and when we eventually do, Zane will become even better. Unfortunately, Zane is not required for any events currently. I could see in the future them doing a master event that requires 5-star Ninjago, or maybe even an event that requires chill characters, in which case he will definitely be useful, but currently he isn't really used for anything. He is great for clearing through the Piptown United and Monolith Waste campaigns. He's really effective in those, especially when paired with Lloyd. And then of course he is great in Arena early on and even later on. I'm still using him in my team, and I have been able to climb up to 1st. So all in all, Zane is a pretty solid attacker, and I think he has a lot of potential to become even better. I mean, even if we just get one more Spinjitzu character, his passive is going to give him a pretty huge boost, especially if Master Wu becomes accessible. And then there's also potential for a Ninjago set in the future, and he might even eventually work well with techie or chill characters. So a lot of potential, but a great character already. Alright, thanks for watching.